Okay, hello everyone. Once again, welcome back to our class. So even today, we are going to continue with chapter 4, okay? In the last video, we have discussed the steps to be taken under value-added or production method, isn't it? Today, we are going to discuss the precautions to be included and excluded under this method, okay? First, we will discuss the following items to be included. Point number 1 is imputed rent of owner occupied houses. Now remember, a house, whether rented or utilized by an owner himself, has its value, okay? Therefore, even if the owner of a house does not give rent to others, that value of rent, that value of house will be counted in national income, okay? So for example, you are an owner of a house. Now, instead of giving rent to others, you decided to utilize that house for your own self. In that case, the value of that house, the value of that rent will be included in national income. And that is imputed rent of owner occupied houses. Okay. Point number 2 is imputed value of goods and services produced for self-consumption or for free distribution. Now, when we say self-consumption means those goods and services which are produced by consumers for their own satisfaction or for their self-consumption, okay? So here, imputed value of goods and services produced for self-consumption means the value of those goods and services produced by consumers for their own self-consumption will be included in national income. So for example, just below your house, you had a small plot of land. On that particular plot of land, you plant some vegetables. Now, after harvesting, if you sold it in the market, you will get some money in return, isn't it? But here, instead of selling in the market, you are utilizing it for your own satisfaction. But even if you are doing that, the value of those goods and services will be included in national income, okay? And that is point number 2. Point number 3 is value of on-account production of fixed assets by enterprises, government, and household. Now, when we say fixed assets, these are an assets which are used for a long period of time to produce goods and services, okay? For example, machine, tools, machinery, land, buildings, etc. are all an examples of fixed assets. And we know that these fixed assets are usually purchased by enterprises, government, and household to produce goods and services. But keep in mind, not all fixed assets are purchased by enterprises, government, and household. Sometimes fixed assets are also made by enterprises, government, and household by themselves for their own use, for their own production, okay? So here it indicates that the value of those fixed assets which are produced by enterprises, government, and household by themselves will be included in national income. Number 4 is only value added and not value of output by production units should be included. That is to avoid double counting. Now, we have studied even in chapter 3, the difference between value added and value of output is intermediate consumption, isn't it? In value added, we exclude intermediate consumption, and in value of output, we include intermediate consumption. So here, only value added will be included means only the final value will be included in national income, okay? Point number 5 is do not include sale of second-hand goods. We know very well what is a second-hand goods, right? The value of second-hand goods will not be included in national income because those value of second-hand goods are already counted at the time of selling in the first place, okay? Keep that in mind. However, brokerage or commission paid to facilitate the sale is included as it is a fresh production activity. Brokerage or commission fees means, say for example, there are two persons, Mr. A and Mr. B. Mr. A is a dealer of second-hand goods. Now, in order to transport his goods or in order to do all the necessary transactions, Mr. A will hire Mr. B, okay? And in return, Mr. B will be paid for rendering his services. Now here, the value of that services provided by Mr. B for Mr. A will be included in national income, okay? Okay, next is the following items to be excluded. Number 1, we have just explained, therefore I will not be explaining again. Number 2 is sale of bonds and shares by a company. Okay, what are bonds and shares? These bonds and shares are financial instruments which are issued by a government, company, or an organization to the public to raise funds, okay? Or they also issue these bonds and shares when they are in need of money, okay? And in return, the public, those who invest, will get rate of interest along with the principal amount at the time of paying the full amount, okay? Okay, point number 3 is services for self-consumption by housewife are not included. This one we have discussed even in chapter 3, isn't it? The services provided by housewife will not be included in national income because it is difficult to measure their contribution or services, okay? And lastly, we have income of a smuggler. We know who is a smuggler, what is a smuggler, isn't it? It is an illegal activity, and all illegal activities like smuggling, gambling, black marketing, etc. are excluded from national income, which means money earned through these kind of activities will not be included in national income because these are earned through an illegal activities, okay? So it's quite simple. You go through again and again, and if there's any doubt, you can ask me anytime, okay? Thank you.